Now, the other option might be that depending how this visa was granted. So if this was granted kind of multiple entry. Okay, so Perez has just clarified. He said that they applied for the partner visa first and then they applied for the visitor visa. Okay, no problem. Thank you for clarifying. And it's multiple entry. So basically what you've said, this visitor visa is valid for 1 year, multiple entry, and 3 months entry. 3 months stay each entry. And I'm going to assume it doesn't have a no further stay. So option one, I'm not saying in terms of what's more beneficial. I'm just listing the options first, and then we'll kind of weigh up the pros and cons. Okay. So one option is to apply for another visa. Could be another subclass 600 visitor visa before the 25th of May. That gives her a bridging visa A that keeps her in the country lawfully until a decision is made on the new application. And the pending offshore partner visa, and this was part of your other question, or the second half of your question, can be granted to her whether she's here in a BVA, here in another 600. You can have those two applications both simultaneously pending with the department. So that's one possible option. The other possible option is that because she's already been granted a visitor visa that's multiple entry and 3 months stay, there's the possibility of her departing, coming back in, and then, getting another fresh 3 months stay on that new entry. Generally speaking, that's not what we like to advise, because as soon as you leave the country and you try to come back in, you start to lose control. You just don't know what's going to happen every time someone with these types of multiple entry temporary visas leaves and comes back. What's going to happen at the airport? Because even though she has a visa that entitles her to travel, entitles her to go, entitles her to come back, entitles her to stay for 3 months, you can't predict ultimately what happens with the Border Force officials, and there's always a possibility that they may say, well, we don't feel you're coming in for a temporary stay, we're concerned you might be coming into work. The risks kind of go up. So generally speaking, we like to avoid people needing to travel. And those are just the risks in terms of entry and departure and re-entry. It's also the costs associated, to have to pay for airfares. That's meant to be an airplane. To have to pay for airfares to go and come back. Presumably that's not too cheap depending where she goes, but still, you have to factor in the cost. Versus, so that's option two. Is yes, she has the visa that actually allows her to go and come back and doesn't need to reapply for another kind of visa because it's already valid. There's cons there, being the risks in leaving and coming back, and the costs associated in leaving, going overseas and coming back. So, generally speaking, whenever we're presented with this type of scenario, the primary objective is making sure the couples aren't physically separated. So we try to avoid the scenario where an applicant and sponsor have been physically separated, and we try to keep them together. And the best way really to keep a couple together when they're waiting for an offshore partner visa is to try to extend that partner's stay here in Australia. Now, to me, therefore, it kind of points us towards this as being the most logical, sensible option, and reapplying for another subclass 600 visitor visa for your wife. Now, the reality though is that visitor visas are very unpredictable, and especially when someone has already been in the country for a period of time, especially when they're in relationships with Australians, you just don't know how a department case officer is going to assess kind of these this entire kind of facts or this entire case. So there's a possibility that they may refuse this visitor visa. Okay, there's always the possibility that this second application might be refused. Now, if that happens though, it doesn't affect really what the plan is, and the plan is to get the offshore partner visa granted while she's here. A refusal of an onshore visitor visa can be appealed. You have to factor in the appeal fees. Now, the appeal fee at the moment to the tribunal is $3,000, and so it's not cheap, but if you would apply for the visitor visa and if it was to be granted, no problems. If you apply for the visitor visa and it's refused, you have the option of appealing, which extends her bridging visa until the appeal, and the appeal will take a really long time, but it's going to cost, you have to factor in the cost there. So, Perez, that's pretty much the scenario.